Hey YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly J, and today I'm going to do what I call 101 Things That Irk Me. Actually, it's just, of course, it's not 101 things, so don't worry. It's actually just about, I think, about 10 things. And I did a note on this a while back on my Facebook page, and one of my friends was like, "You should do a video. You should post it," because not everybody's on my Facebook. So I said I would do a video reading off. I'm sorry, it's actually 11 things um, that I actually wrote. They're really just my personal pet peeves in no particular order. So I'm just going to start with number one. Okay, my first pet peeve. And like I said, these are in no particular order. But um, people who refuse to work but are always expecting a handout. Oh gosh, I have such a problem with this. I put on here, if I have to work and provide for myself, what makes you so special? um, and I put here that the key word is refuse. I said, I know life happens and you may lose your job. You may be having a hard time finding a job, or you may have some physical or mental handicap that prevents you from working. I'm not talking about you, but everybody else, there's no excuse. What happened to having a strong work ethic? Um, this seems to have gotten lost in our generation. I said, I guess that's why they call us the microwave generation. We want everything quick and easy. We no longer respect the grind. So that was number one. People who refuse to work but are always expecting a handout. Number two, women who use children as leverage because they're mad their ex is dating someone new, is no longer interested in them, or they just don't want their ex to be happy. And that's a long sentence, but that's all one pet peeve. I have a big problem with that because I see it happen so much, particularly in my line of work, and just experiences of listening to different guys talk about this and seeing it so much perpetuated. It is out of control. I put on here, this especially bothers me if the woman was trifling while in the relationship towards the man and or left the man, saying that they didn't want him anymore. Children should not be used as pawns. Every child needs both of their parents in their life, if at all possible. So I said, ladies, so many of us are guilty of this. Let's get it together, okay? So that's number two. Women who use their children as leverage because they're mad at their ex is dating someone new, is no longer interested in them, or just doesn't want the ex to be happy. Okay, so that was pet peeve number two. Number three, and I promise I'm probably gonna make somebody mad on this one, but it needs to be said. I don't like women who hit their man, dare him to hit her back, and then act surprised when he does. That is so crazy to me. And I also don't like the double standard in our society has on domestic violence. I personally believe that there is no reason any person should ever hit their partner violently. In our society, it seems to me that violence against men by women is not taken seriously. I'm sure most men know what I'm talking about. A woman can hit a man, and most of the time, nothing will happen to her, even if the police are called. But anytime a woman just says a man hits her, he's almost always going to jail. This has got to stop. Don't get me wrong. I don't condone domestic violence in any situation, but I think every person should be held accountable for their actions, regardless of their gender. Fair is fair. I've heard countless stories where a woman has hit her man repeatedly without him hitting her once and daring him to hit her back. And when the man finally got tired of being hit and hit her back, then she calls the police and has him arrested. Ladies, and I said, excuse my grammar, but that ain't right. So that was my number three. My number four is men and women who complain that there aren't any good men or women out there, but dog out every good man or woman they come into contact with. Or better yet, they don't want the good man or woman when they get them. I don't think I need to elaborate on that one. And number five, people who have such high expectations of others, but don't live up to those same expectations. Come on now. Could you be more hypocritical? Okay. Number six, fake people. I think that stands for itself. Just be true to yourself, guys, and be true to everyone else. I don't like fake people. That's my pet peeve there. Number seven, that's a big one. Liars. Lying is already bad enough by itself. But it's always funny to me when someone lies unnecessarily. Not only because it is disheartening, but it insults my intelligence. I'm like, if you're going to lie to me, at least lie to me on my level. Okay, number 8. Overly judgmental people who forgot where they came from. I said, let's be real. None of us are perfect. And the Bible says all, not some, have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. That's in Romans 3:23. I said, but why don't we help mentor people and encourage them in their walk with Christ instead of judging them and gossiping about the mistakes they've made? I often say the only difference between you and the person you're talking badly about is they got caught and you didn't. But how would you feel if God were to expose all your blunders and past sins? Okay, that's number 8. Number 9, arrogant people. I love a self-confident person, but there is a fine line between confidence and arrogance. Let's not think more highly of ourselves than we ought. And number 10, this may not even be a word, but it's a word I use, rehashers. I do not like rehashers who don't know the true meaning of forgiveness. To make it plain, I don't like people who say they forgive someone, but constantly bring up, rehash the same things they supposedly forgave the person for every time they have any argument. You can either forgive or rehash, but you can't do both at the same time. Okay? So, don't like rehashers. And this is the creme de la creme. Number 11, I do not like gold diggers. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. I loathe gold diggers, okay? Can't stand it. Gold diggers of any kind. I don't discriminate. Don't like any of them. I said if you spent more time working to improve your life on your own, you wouldn't need to be a gold digger. Ladies, stop hunting for rich men and purposely getting pregnant just so you can collect a huge child support check. This happens so often, it's become commonplace. And we wonder why people have so many trust issues. You gold diggers make it bad for real independent men and women out there. So those were my pet peeves. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope I didn't piss anybody off. But it is what it is. I'm just a very real person, and I believe in just saying it how it is. And so, a lot of that stuff, I have a saying, if it applies, if it don't apply, let it fly. So should be mad, if you don't see yourself in it. If you do see yourself in some of this, then let's do better. You know what I'm saying? I'm just about keeping it real. So that's it. That's 101 things that irk me. Like I said, it wasn't actually 101. It was actually 11, but, figuratively speaking. So that was it for now, and I will check you guys later. Peace out.